You know that feeling? The one where you're making decent money, paying your bills, you feel comfortable, safe. But what if that feeling is just an illusion? We're about to explore how quickly that feeling of comfort can absolutely shatter.
Seriously, I want you to picture this. It's tomorrow morning, you roll over, grab your phone, and you pull up your banking app. You squint at the screen, and this is what you see. $12.47. Now, for millions of people, this isn't some bad dream. It's the cold, hard reality that's waiting for them just one single missed paycheck away.
And see, this isn't really a story about just being broke. It's about what happens when that fundamental belief we all have, that another paycheck is always on its way, just disappears. We're going to follow a story that shows exactly how a life that looks completely normal, maybe even successful from the outside, is actually standing on the edge of a cliff.
To really get how this happens, we need to meet the guy at the center of all this. He could be anyone, your neighbor, your buddy, heck, he could even be you.
Okay, so let's meet Jason. He's 27, he's down in Texas, and he has what pretty much everyone would call a good, stable job at some corporation. He's bringing in $4,000 a month. On paper, Jason is doing great.
And, his lifestyle matches that income. He's got the brand new iPhone, on a payment plan, of course, a car loan, a few credit cards, for the points, all the streaming services you can think of. And yeah, he's got a bit of a habit of ordering in. From the outside looking in, the guy looks successful.
So, where does that $4,000 go every month? Well, let's break it down. $1,200 for rent, another $1,050 for his car and just the minimums on his credit cards, $900 on food and just living, $400 on subscriptions and whatever else, and what's left over for savings? Pretty much nothing.
And this was Jason's justification, his mantra. It's that little voice in your head that says, hey, there's always more time, the income is guaranteed, later is a perfectly fine time to deal with all this financial stuff.
And right here, this is the heart of the problem. Jason didn't feel like he was in trouble. He felt comfortable. But in the world of personal finance, comfortable isn't the finish line. It's a trap. It's the exact feeling that makes you stop preparing for when things go wrong.
All right, so let's get to the moment it all breaks. Because for Jason, the system he was counting on was about to grind to a sudden, brutal stop. And that's how it happened. Not with some big drama, but with a simple click. A generic corporate email. Restructuring. Position eliminated. In one short sentence, his entire world, his entire income, was just gone.
And just look how fast it all unraveled. Day one, he loses his job. But he's not freaking out yet, right? He thinks, I'll find something new. But then, boom, it's day 30. The rent is due, the car payment is due, the credit card bills are due, all at once. And on day 31, that's when he opens the app and sees it, $12.47.
And that's the terrifying realization that hits him. This whole identity he'd built, this successful, middle-class professional, it was all a paper-thin illusion, completely propped up by that next paycheck.
But here's the thing. Jason's story isn't some one-off cautionary tale. It's a symptom of a much, much bigger issue. He was playing a game that encourages us all to look wealthy instead of actually being wealthy.
This is the huge disconnect. On one side, you have the illusion of success. You've got the job, the nice stuff, the lifestyle. And on the other side, you have the hidden reality. You are one emergency, one bad day away from total collapse.
And this right here is the key. Financial disaster usually isn't about laziness. It's not about being dumb. It's about a failure to prepare. It's about building a life that simply cannot handle the silence, the deafening silence that happens when the money just stops.
So what happens then? What's the real, tangible cost of living in that comfortable illusion of waiting just a little too long to get serious?
Well, for Jason, the next 6 months were just a pure scramble for survival. He maxed out every single credit card just to buy groceries. He had to make those awful phone calls, borrowing money from friends, putting a strain on those relationships. And eventually, he had to sell his car. He did all of this not because he was a bad person, but because he had zero cushion, none.
And this is the warning nobody really gives you. Going broke feels like it happens overnight, but it doesn't. It's the result of 1,000 tiny choices, a slow, quiet crumbling of your financial foundation. And then one day, the whole thing just gives way. In the end, after all the credit cards are maxed out and the car is gone, you realize the thing you've really lost. It's not the cash,
It's something so much more important. That's the real price you pay. It's freedom. The freedom to say no to a job you hate. The freedom to handle a medical bill without panicking. The freedom from being a total slave to your next paycheck. That's what's actually on the line.
So, we end right back where we started, only this time, the question is for you. Take a hard look at your own life, at your own level of comfort. If the money stopped coming in tomorrow, what would your timeline look like? How many days until you hit $12.47? Now that's something worth thinking about.